I didn't think my habits were bad. Well, apparently they were.
Okay. Welcome back to Wellness Wednesdays, where we talk about all things wellness and exactly what it means to be well. Today, I am joined with my colleague, Lisa Gilmore, and
Hello.
We're going to be talking about 75 Hard and how to navigate it, how to balance it and everything. Lisa is a wife, mom, business owner, broker of record, team leader. Like, the list goes on and on and on. And she was able to complete the 75 Hard Challenge. So today we're going to get into exactly what all of that looked like. We are not nutritionists or dietitians. We are just sharing our experiences. So Lisa, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thanks for having me.
Of course. So I want to just dive right in. You did 75 Hard. First and foremost, let everybody know what the 75 Hard Challenge is.
Okay, so for 75 days, I had to do a series of activities. So I had to work out twice a day. I had to have a diet, so I picked the intermittent fasting. So I did that. I had to read 10 pages of a book.
Okay.
And drink a gallon of water. Mm-hmm. So, and I had to do that every day for 75
no alcohol.
days. No alcohol. Yeah. With my diet, I did no alcohol and I did no processed food.
Okay, good. So how was that sticking to the task? Because it's like, I think it's, if you don't do any of those things, if you fall off with any one, you have to start the challenge over with.
Correct.
Right? So how was that sticking with it?
It was hard. Now, and I will tell you, I had to have something in my life that made me decide to do it. Mm-hmm. So back in, I guess it would have been 2 years ago, I had a kidney stone.
Okay.
And I was in so much pain, I didn't know what to do with myself. And when I was done with that, I was like, oof, I've got to do, like, I need to make some changes. I never want that to happen again. So I was motivated. Mm-hmm. And so I came across the 75 Hard, I think because Shaq, our team leader, was doing it. And I was like, he can do it, I can do it.
Yeah, for sure.
and so I started doing it, and it got to a point where it got very, like, it was one of those things where I said, I have to do it no matter what. Okay. So there were times, like, it was raining outside, and I had to do, so with the workouts, I had to do one inside and one outside. Yeah. There were times I was walking in the rain, and
just had to get it done.
I had to get it done. And there were days where, you know, I got so busy, I just wanted to come home and lay down. Yeah. But I was like, no, I'm going to do it. And what was cool about it, like, my whole family got involved. Okay. The kids started to notice. And so they were walking with me. And so it got to a point where I was like, I can't, like, give up. Yeah. Because they're going to see it. They're going to see me give up. So I got to keep going.
You kind of, like, built that support with them being included in it. Yeah.
Exactly. And so that was really important to make a change in my behavior, my habits. I didn't think my habits were bad. Well, apparently they were. Okay. Well, they were bad enough that I needed to make a big difference. So that was like my stake in the ground to say, okay, I got to do something different with my health.
Okay, that makes sense. So mentally, so you said it was a kidney stone, right?
Yep.
Was it? So how were you mentally when you found that out and you're like, all right, I have to make a change? How was it deciding 75 Hard was something that's pretty scary, right? And then you're deciding, I'm going to make a change. This is this program that I'm going to do. Looking at 75 Hard is really intimidating.
It is. So I will tell you that, so after I had the kidney stone, like, it was painful. And I went through a week of being in pain. And then when I finally did pass it, it took me a while to get back to normal. Okay. And I had started taking Pilates. Okay. And I started doing that before I got the kidney stone, and I had to stop for a month because I couldn't really do it. So when I got back into it, I was like, I just paid all this money for Pilates, I'm gonna do it every day. So that helped. Being able to have the Pilates, I was already set up for that. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I could do this every day. And so I did that, and then when 75 Hard came along, I was like, well, I could do two. I'm already doing one every day. I could do two. So I kind of broke it up.
You stuck with the original thing you were doing and then just added in the outdoor exercise.
Honestly, the biggest challenge for me was the water.
Okay.
I don't like drinking water at the level that you have to drink it. A gallon of water is a lot. Yeah. And I found myself in the evening trying to, like, chug all this water
because you had been avoiding it throughout the rest of the day.
Yes, yeah, it's not something I think about doing.
Yeah, when you're drinking that much water, it really puts into perspective how little water you actually drink every day.
Right. Now, if you would ask me, I would have said, "Oh, I drink water all the time." Yeah. Not in this case. And so I remember talking to Shaq, and he said, well, when you work out, drink the water when you're working out. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. So every time I would work out, I'd drink a portion of water each time. So that knocked out 2 times there. And then I do something like in the afternoon and then with dinner, and then it kind of started to catch up. But it was daunting. But yeah, the water thing was the hardest one, I think. And then the intermittent fasting, I just wasn't happy with how I was feeling, how I was looking. So I was like, I got to do something. And drinking, I'm not a big drinker, so that helped.
So that was pretty much easy to.
That was easy. That was really easy. But yeah, and I think just rethinking my diet. Like, I know for me, I have this idea in my mind, like, oh, I'm so healthy and I do this and I do that. But it really made me take my eating habits and all my habits and like knock it on its head. Like, it was like, oh, I didn't realize I snack so much. Oh, I didn't realize that, you know, I never sit down to eat. I'm always on the go.
It really makes you pay attention to like every single thing that you're doing.
Right. And I'm always on the go. So I'm eating in the car. I think I'm doing better by just going and grabbing some fries from Chick-fil-A. But that was like killing me. And I didn't realize
you think it's nothing in the moment, some fries here and there, but then you realize you're doing that every day, maybe 2 or 3 times a day, you're grabbing those fries.
Yep, and it was adding up, and fries were just loose calories. So just getting rid of that, and then the intermittent fasting helped because it just gave me a start and an end point.
So did you feel the differences like right away? How long did it take you to start feeling the difference in your body?
It took me 45 days to get the energy back. Like, there was like a couple weeks where I was just dragging. And I was told that would happen because I'm changing what I normally do. So I didn't feel like myself. I started to lose weight pretty quick. So I lost about 15 pounds during that 75 days. And I didn't notice it at first. Like, you know how people say it starts slow and then fast? Well, that's how it was. I started slow and I'm like, I kind of see something. And then all of a sudden, boom, 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 it started coming off. But I was around 45 days. Then I felt like I had energy. Leading up to that, I was just like, I'm so tired.
You were just like trying to just draining yourself and just getting the stuff done, like checking off the list. But then around day 45, you noticed that energy was it easier to get through your day of 75 hard, plus work, plus kids, plus everything else. You found like at the end of the night, you had more energy than you had before?
Yes and no. I felt that, like, there were times that I was walking in the middle of the night just trying to get that in before, just to get that walk in. And then, but I will say that once I got to the 45 days, I woke up with the intention to work out early. And what I found is that if you stack all your wins up front, it's a lot easier to get through the day. So I would get up early and do a Pilates class. Okay, that's off my plate. Then in the afternoon, I do a walk. If I was too busy, then I'd do the walk in the evening. But I knew I had to get one of those workouts in the morning. Otherwise, it was very hard to try to get 2 towards the end of the day. Because once your day goes, it's really, like, time is my currency. Like, I don't have a lot of it, so.
So you kind of like lived and learned with it. So around day 45, like you said, it's like, all right, I've been doing this for a while now.
I know what I'm doing.
Now I know what I'm doing. Now I know how I need to stack all this up.
Right. And one of the things that I noticed, so like, for instance, I could not lay on the ground and lift myself back up. So I noticed that when I would do the class, I couldn't pop up. Like, I had to like roll over and then and get up. Well, anything in life, I couldn't just pop up. And then one day, probably around, I guess, about like day 40, I popped up and I was like, oh my God, I just popped up. And I remember even saying it to my husband, like, hey, look at me. I can pop up now. I can lift up now.
And it's those little victories right there that makes it all worth it, though, right?
And so I think it was cathartic for me to kind of see like the little changes and then the big changes. And what was really cool is after the 75 hard, it was like, okay, am I going to go back to old habits? And I didn't go completely back to old habits. I still worked out once a day. Like, I didn't do twice a day, but I did once a day. My water intake, I'm not doing a gallon, probably doing about a half a gallon a day.
Your body is now used to having more water, though. So
it's used to having more water, and this ultimately, I'm a healthier person. But it did give me like that jump off to do other things and other challenges. And now I have a fitness coach that I work with, and that's been really helpful.
So you've been really taking your health seriously after doing
very
this
much so.
hard. Yeah.
Well, because like if you think about it, as a wife, a mother, a business owner, like people rely on us to do the things that we need to do, and I realized that if I wasn't in the best health and the best mental capacity, I couldn't do the thing. I couldn't show up the way I needed to. So it was important for me to keep pushing. So it's like almost like an endurance game when you think about it. Like you have to be able to endure.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could have met the challenges that I had this year. So, this year my husband got sick.
Yeah.
We all got sick. We all got the pneumonia. He got hospitalized.
He was out for a while.
He was out. And I've had pneumonia, but I do think because I was just a little bit more fit, it didn't hit me the same way.
Okay.
I don't know if I would have had the same outcome if I was in the same capacity I was before.
That's major.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure because I bounced back fairly quickly. I don't think I would have bounced back quickly at all.
Yeah.
I would have been next to him.
Your body was just in a much healthier state, and not just your body, but your mind too. So that's what I want to get into next.
Yeah.
Like mentality wise, how has it, now that you're done, the challenge is over with, you've completed it, how has it shaped your mentality as far as just like overall well-being in life?
Well, it's funny. My friend Carmen Johnson.
Shout out to Carmen.
Yeah, shout out to Carmen. She said, well, you've always been good at doing hard things. And I was like, I never heard anybody say that to me. And I was like, she's right. I am good at doing hard things. This is just one more hard thing that I got to figure it out. And so that kind of has been my mantra. Like, okay, well, if I did that, I can do this. If I can do this, I can do that. And so it's just one more extra thing that I know I can do. And there's that sense of accomplishment. Like, oh, look at me. I can do this.
Yeah. I mean, completing something like that, you're kind of like, wow. Especially like if maybe you've done other challenges and you haven't completed them. The confidence that you get tackling something like that and getting to that last day and then crushing it and then feeling like not only did you do it, but you made better habits overall. It just brings a whole different kind of confidence.
Well, if you had asked me, my dad's always talking to me about working out. And at the time, I'm like, I don't have time to work out once a week. And he's like, oh, you got to find time to do it. And I'm like, that's because you're retired. Like, you don't know. And being able to say, all right, you need to put this in your calendar.
Yeah.
And doing it, I was like, oh, I can do it.
Yeah.
Like, if it's important to me, I'll do it. And this was important to me.
Yeah.
And it opened me up to so many other things. I started cold plunging. I started looking at the whole self-care all the way around.
Yeah.
If you had asked me 2 years ago, I was not a person who did any kind of self-care.
I was about to ask you, but prior to that, was there any self-care in your life? Did you prioritize it?
No, I worked.
Yeah.
Like my self-care was, I work. I didn't have time for that.
Yeah. So what does self-care look like for you now?
So self-care looks, for me, is having the white space to do whatever the heck I want to do.
Yeah.
And I think that's important to have that white space because it gives you clarity. It gives you time to just have a moment to figure out what's your next move. If you're always moving, you never have time to ponder the moving.
Right.
And I didn't have time to ponder anything. I was just reacting. And I don't know if I made the best decisions all the time because I'm just reacting and doing. So now I have those moments. For my, my mental health, it's important for me to have that white space. Like, hey, I'm going to go out and go to Pearl and do a cold plunge just so I can get my brain to work.
So you've pretty much escaped survival mode.
Yeah, and I guess that's a good way of putting it. I didn't think I was in survival mode. If you would ask me that too, I'm like, everything's great. But I do think things happen in life to kind of give you those catalysts to say, I got to make a change. And we get to make that decision. I could have said, well, that just happened and I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. Or what I did was I said, okay, that happened. How do I make sure that doesn't happen again? Because it's going to get that much worse. And I think you face your mortality too, because I'm a woman of a certain age. And in my mind, I'm still 22. And I'm not 22. And the body and the mind works differently at 47 going on 48. And I remember I used to see women who kids were older and they looked like they were so fit. And I'm like,
Yeah.
how are they doing it? I get it now.
Yeah.
Because now their kids are a little bit older. Now they can kind of get that time back for
Right.
themselves. And I'm like, oh, I'm in that place now.
Yeah.
I don't have to take my kids everywhere with me when I used to have to take them everywhere
Right.
with me. I can say, hey kids, I'll be out. I'm gonna go out for an hour and take
Yeah.
a walk, or I'm gonna.
There's
if
a
they
little,
want
a
to
little
come,
bit more freedom as they get older that you have to then prioritize yourself.
right. And I think I have 2 daughters, and I started looking at them, and I started thinking, what examples am I showing them?
Okay.
And do I want them to be like me? Because they would say, well, Mom, you work all the time. Mom, you're a workaholic.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Mom's always working.
Yeah.
And at one time I thought that was a badge of honor,
Yeah.
but then I started thinking, and I was like, is that all they're going to think about me?
Yeah. And then is that all they're going to think they have to do? Is just
Right.
work without prioritizing their, like, doing anything that feels good for them.
Right. Or do they do the complete opposite and then they don't work at all?
Right. Like, I'm not going to be like my
I don't wanna
mom
be
who
like
worked
her.
herself to, yeah.
She worked herself to death.
Yeah.
And then there you go. So I think showing your children being well balanced.
Yeah.
And I have a son too. I want my son to grow up and marry a woman and understand that she needs balance.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you know, he'll think, oh, she's just supposed to do everything for me. And I mean, I think those conversations had to happen. I had to talk to my husband about it. I think he got it. But I also think that you can have conversations with everyone in your family and they can get it on a certain level, but you also have to take action.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I want to lose weight, and they're like, all right, do what you want.
Yeah.
And then you don't do it because you're not dedicated. But then when you
Right.
start showing them what you're doing,
Yeah.
then they get all involved,
Yeah.
and they're like, oh yeah, you know, this
Yeah.
is who you are.
That
Okay.
makes sense. Just saying it, they're like, okay, whatever. But then when you're doing it, then they kind of get this light bulb moment where they're like, oh, she's actually doing
Oh,
work.
she's
what can
about
I do?
doing
How
this.
can I? Like you said, even your kids got involved when you would be out there walking and stuff like that. Instead of you just saying like, oh yeah, I got to do this thing, I got to take this walk. Now they're like, oh, Mom gets out there every night and she's walking, and now they're walking with you.
Right, and there was a big turning point. There was this storm that was coming, and I had to get this walk in.
Yeah.
And every person in the house said, "Don't walk. It's going to be a storm." And I
Yeah.
said, "I got a rain jacket. I'll be fine." So I get out
By
there.
any means necessary, get that walk done.
Right, I'm out there, and the rain was coming down like a typhoon, and it was so wet that even under the rain, my hair was wet. Like everything was
Okay.
wet. And I got home, and the kids were like, "Are you okay, Mom?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine." They're like, "You walked in the rain." I'm like, "I had to do it.
Yeah.
I made a
Had to
goal,
get
and I
done.
have to do it." And they're like, "Oh." And I don't know if they internalized it, but I do know that when my kids do things now, they take it to the end.
Yeah.
Because they've seen me do it.
Yeah. They've seen you do finish what you said you were gonna finish.
Right. And that's
Yeah.
important for them to see that, because I don't want them to miss out on opportunities
Yeah.
because they're like lackluster.
Yeah.
So it's those little things.
Yeah.
And I think about when I looked at my mom and my grandmother and things that they did that set who I was.
Yeah.
So they're going to be looking at me as well. So
Yeah,
that it's like a
absolutely.
whole thing.
Absolutely. Going back to before you started 75 Hard, what, like, if you could go back and do it again, and actually you did do it again, right?
did
So
do
you've
it
done
again.
you've done it multiple times.
I did it
So
twice,
if you could
yeah.
go back to do it the first time, what advice would you give yourself to make it a little maybe easier?
One, I know for me, I needed to do it later during the summer. Like I tried the second time I did it in the spring,
Okay.
and I didn't like it because it was colder.
Okay,
that
that's
was
true.
just it. So
Yeah.
you have to do it when you know that you're at your best.
Okay.
And I think the only thing I would say is that I would have stacked my workouts. Like I would have got like my walk probably in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And versus always at night, because I was walking at night.
Yeah.
Luckily, I've lived in my neighborhood for like 20 years. So
Okay. So you would walk your neighborhood.
I walk
Okay.
my neighborhood. So I would just try to get my wins early.
Yeah.
Because if I can get my wins early in the day, then it kind of gave me that endorphin to get my
Yeah.
day going. There was some days where I would get home from, working, then teaching,
Yeah.
and then I get home and I'm like, I still got to do this walk.
Yeah.
And
And
I-
finish the water.
Yeah, and finish the water, and do this.
Yeah.
And all the other things
So
that
you
go
would
with life.
you would get the
I would
big
stack it
things out of the
higher.
way. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you would give advice to somebody else starting this challenge for the first time?
I think that you have to get rid of your limiting beliefs.
Okay.
Like, whatever you think you wouldn't do it anyway.
Yeah.
Because once you do it, it gets easier. It
Yeah.
never gets easy
That's
if you
solid.
never do it.
Yeah.
So you just kind of have to, fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
And then eventually it becomes like muscle memory.
Absolutely.
So yeah, to get up and go to the gym today, I'll go to the gym this afternoon.
Yeah.
Because it's just part of who I am at this point, at this moment. But I'm telling you, if you would ask me 3 years ago, I don't have any time for that.
Yeah.
So,
but now it's just my biggest takeaway is that you've done this thing that was hard, and it is now, these better habits are now just a part of who you are.
Yep. And
you just took it head on and then just did it, instead of, there's a million excuses that we can make for a challenge like this, right? And you just took it on head on, and now you're just better for it.
Right. And then it opens me up to do other challenges.
Yeah.
So there's other things that I'll see that I'm like, I couldn't see myself doing it. Well, maybe I should do it because it's,
I mean, you said you did a cold plunge, so that's
cold
huge.
plunge all the time.
That's something that you're like, okay, if I could do that, then now I can start. I know that I'm capable of doing this really hard thing. Now I know I can do the next hard thing.
Well, here's the crazy thing about the cold plunge. So again, Shaq, our team leader, I was talking to him, and mind you, I'm so much older than him, and I guess in my mind I'm thinking, I could do it because he can do it. Yeah. And he said, oh yeah, I'm doing 10 minutes in the cold plunge. And I was like, I could do 10 minutes.
Oh man.
So I do the 10 minutes and I do it. Like I'm in that cold plunge and I can do it multiple times. I can be in it the whole time. And then one day I was talking to him and I'm like, yeah, I'm up to 10 minutes now. And he's like, what? And I said, yeah. He said, I do 10 minutes over the week. I don't do 10 minutes in a day.
At one time.
And I was like, oh
my God. So you worked your way up. So it's beauty in that competition a little bit. Well, you're like, oh, you can do 10 minutes. Like, so now you're doing 10 minutes each time, and he's like spreading it across the week.
Right.
Hilarious.
And I'm like, oh, he said, no, I only do like 2 minutes here and there, and then it adds up to 10. I was like, oh, I didn't ask that question.
Oh, wow.
But here's the crazy thing. I probably would have, if he had said 2 minutes, 10 minutes would have never even been in my world.
You would have given yourself those 2 minutes, and then that would have been the end of it, and you probably wouldn't have even thought to go up to 5 minutes, then 7 minutes, then 10 minutes. Right. And you took it head on. Same thing, like, again, what I'm taking away from it is just that you're taking these huge things on and just like, all right, I'm just going to see how far I can get. And then before you know it, you've completed these really hard things.
Right. And it makes me think about when we talk about goals in real estate, and we said, get an attainable goal or have a bigger goal. If that goal was never in your world, you can't even get there because you haven't even thought about it.
Right.
So it's like you push yourself a little bit more. So I mean, it worked out, and that cold plunge really helped me kind of clear my head and get a little bit better about.
I think that's awesome. I think I will last maybe 7.2 seconds. But we'll see. I can do hard things too, so maybe I'll see.
You can do hard things. Well, and it's so funny because I've gone like with Mary Moore. Shout out to Mary Moore.
Shout out to
Mary Moore. She's like, how are you in there? And she's talking to me, and I'm like just going and going and going. And then we passed the time. And she's like, how'd you do that? I'm like, I just do it.
Did that help? Like having somebody to talk to, like to pass the time? Does that
help?
helps? Yeah.
But honestly, I'm a cold person, so normally I'm like wrapped up in a blanket somewhere.
Okay.
But for this, I'm like, and when I go into the cold plunge, I just go. Like I don't think about it. I'm like, it's go time.
That thinking will stop you right then and there. It's like you start overthinking it, and then for whatever reason you allow yourself to make up an excuse as to not do it or not do it long enough. So you go and you're like, I'm in.
Right.
No
and so I don't know if you've ever heard of Mel Robbins.
Yeah.
So Mel Robbins.
Countdown, I'm familiar
Why
with.
can't I think of her name? Mel Robbins. I should know because she's like Tony Robbins, but they are not related. But she would say that you do your countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do it.
Just do it.
And like that's kind of the thought process. You can overanalyze everything that you do, whether it's fitness, work, whatever. Just do it. And so that's how I take the approach with the cold plunge. And even in work, that has helped me look at things that we do in work. And I'm like, I'm just going to do it. And you know, I might have to tweak along the way. And that's okay. We'll get to. But not doing it is not an option anymore. I have to do these things. Because it's going to get me to where I want to go.
I love that so much. All right, Lisa. So thank you so much for sharing all of that. We are now going to go into true or false. You ready?
Okay.
All right. So true or false, you can't do 75 hard if you work full time.
False.
All right. True or false, 75 hard is mentally draining.
False. It's not mentally draining. It challenges your reality, but it's not mentally draining because you're actually making growth.
Okay. Yeah. So you're growing mentally. So it might be physically draining, but it's strengthening you mentally. Right.
To me, when I talk about draining, it's like I'm not getting anything from this.
Yes, you're giving everything and not getting anything.
I'm getting something every time I do a 75. Every
Yeah.
day that I can say I did all these things, I
Yeah.
got something out of that.
Absolutely. All right. True or false? 75 hard forces you to take care of yourself.
Yes.
True.
True.
Okay. True or false? You personally have lost weight doing 75 hard.
Yes, I have lost weight.
True.
True.
Okay, great. All right. So honestly, Lisa, this is super inspiring for everybody out there who's considering this challenge or any other challenges. What's one last thought that you have for everybody?
Just do it.
Just do it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just do it and just focus, and you'll do it.
That's right. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Lisa, thank you so much for joining us. And remember to be well.